Oh my god! According to this book, that's totally not my journal. Men's facial hair can switch on a whim. But switch how? I wonder. Yeah, new facial hair. Or lack thereof. In this case, yeah, lack thereof. So a while back ago, I made a list of my most anticipated summer films coming out, well, this past summer. And I know it's really distracting and distracted the hell out of me too. But I'm here now to give my best summer films list. So without further ado, let's start with number 5. And you know what comes after 5, 6, and 7. Numbers, you know they work. Star Trek Into Darkness. Yeah, it was a pretty great film. Benedict Cumberbatch was amazing. Only thing I didn't like about the film, I'm going to talk about this film a little bit, was the fact of the magic Jesus blood that they gave Kirk, making him come to life. Which, yes, I know, oh, he has to be alive for them to have more adventures. But yeah, I kind of like, call me morbid, but I would kind of like to see Kirk die. I mean, that would have been kind of really cool. I did like the little switcheroo, though. You know, he's Khan, but Cumberbatch was Khan, and Spock said the Khan thing and everything. That was a really great film. Had a lot of fun with it. Not the greatest film of the summer, but we're getting there. Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim blew my freaking mind. I was very surprised at how this film wasn't even in my original summer film countdown from like months ago, because I didn't really think anything of it. But this film, it was so much fun. It's really weird. I've kind of just expected most films to be kind of bland or just unoriginal. Not saying that Pacific Rim's the most original film out there, but my gosh, wasn't it? It was so much fun. And they really kind of just gave it all with all the material they had. And yeah, fantastic film. Had a lot of fun. I suggest you see it. Even though my whole petition to, hey, watch that movie instead of Grown Ups 2 didn't work out because Grown Ups 2 was still number 1, and that broke my heart in many pieces. But anyway, on to number 3, Iron Man 3. And yes, I know it's hated by most comic book people and loved by most of the masses. I'm one of those people who are the most in the masses. Yes, I was very meh. I was when I saw them do the whole Mandarin thing. And if you also, once again, talking about films here, gonna be talking about certain parts of it. The Mandarin thing was kind of people are gonna be pissed. As soon as I saw that, people are gonna be pissed. But it didn't ruin the rest of the film for me. I love the rest of the film. And yes, every film has its plot holes. Every film does. Every Terminator 2 has plot holes, and that's an amazing film. But yeah, it's got its problems, but it's still, no doubt, in the top 3 of my favorite films of this summer. I'm afraid to say this one, because there's a lot of scrutiny towards this film. A lot of people hate it. It split the masses down the middle, and I am on the side of optimism and liking the film. Man of Steel. Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. I've never been out before I saw Man of Steel. Never was interested. Before I saw Man of Steel, I was never interested in the Superman character at all whatsoever. But this film actually shined a new light on the Man of Steel for me. It made me love him. It made me really, really like him. Not because I'm like, oh yeah, action. I like lots of action. And I'm not going to get into all the stuff why people hated the film because it's a little late. But I really liked it. I liked the fact that it, number one, it stopped making him be like some emo Brandon Routh looking guy. Which, no disrespect to Brandon Routh, you weren't the best Superman, sorry. Man of Steel was my number 2 favorite film of this summer, and I enjoyed every minute of it. My number 1 pick for the number 1 film of this summer, and just because it came out late in the summer doesn't make it any less of a summer film or any less than an amazing film. Edgar Wright's end to the Cornetto trilogy, The World's End. I've seen the film twice now, and it only gets, like any Edgar Wright film, Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, it only gets better upon each viewing because there are so many jokes upon jokes in the film that you have to be paying attention to be able to like really get a grasp on them. And just the amount of like insight him and Simon Pegg went on writing this film in particular is insane. Just a little tidbit, each pub in the film dictates what's going to happen in that pub. I won't give too much away, but the first pub's called the First Post, obviously the one where they start. The second pub is called the Old Familiar. The Old Familiar looks exactly like the pub before, and they take note on that. The third pub is called the Famous Cock, which is where they knew some old crazy dude who used to pal around with them when they were kids, and so on and so forth. That's all I can really say as of now, not giving too much away of the film. Please go see The World's End. It's one of the best films out there, and my top pick for the #1 film of the summer. And because I'm lazy and I don't feel like making a topic for next week, my next week's Let's Get Rambling will be the top 5 worst films of the summer. And yes, oh yes, I have a list for that as well. If you liked what you saw here and you want to see more, hit the subscribe button to subscribe to Renegade Cinema to get content like this every Saturday for your entertainment. And also hit up the Renegade Cinema website to get content, amazing content, written all just for you, the people. And as always, I'm Brandon Gropey with Renegade Cinema, signing off.